Hi, I'm Katina Houston with Family Links, and this is the Parenting Tip of the Week. People wonder why kids have gotten so much more disrespectful these days. We see children and teens arguing with adults or ignoring them outright, using foul language, copying an attitude, and not using manners or respecting those in authority. Sadly, this has become the norm for many children and teens. In my opinion, it really is a different world right now than the one we grew up in. Movies, music, video games, and television all seem to glorify a disrespectful, angry, rude way of dealing with others. This means that in some ways we have to work harder as parents to teach our kids to be respectful. Added to this is the fact that parents are also busier than ever before, which makes it more harder to respond immediately to our kids. Let's face it, it's easier to let things slide when you're worn out and stressed from working so hard. So how can you change the culture in your own home if disrespectful behavior is starting or is already a way of life? There are a number of ways to begin changing the behavior, but the number one tip that I can give you is to remember your child is not your friend. It's not about your child liking you or even thanking you for what you do. It's important to remember that your child is not your friend. He's your child. Your job is to coach him to be able to function in the world. This means teaching him to behave respectfully to others and not just you. When you think your child might be crossing the line, a good rule of thumb is to ask yourself, would I let the neighbor say these things to me? Would I let a stranger? And if the answer is no, then don't let your child do it either. Someday when your child becomes an adult, your relationship may become more of a friendship, but for now, it's your job to be his parent, his teacher, his coach, and limit setter, not the buddy who lets him get away with things. Understand that if you haven't been able to intervene early with your kids, you can start at any time. Even if your child is constantly exhibiting disrespectful behavior, you can begin stepping in and setting those clear limits. And kids really do want limits, even if they protest loudly, and they will. The message that they get when you step in and set limits is that they're cared about, they're loved, and that you really want them to be successful and able to function well in the world. Our kids won't thank us now, but that's okay. It's not about getting them to thank us, it's about doing the right thing. For more important tips or answers to your questions, please contact Family Links at 256-820-5911.